So listen, we're gonna read this lovely woman's email. That she didn't leave a comment. I was surprised because Rob sent it to me, and I thought it was a comment on the YouTube. I'm like, dude, just delete that. I'm like, not everybody's gonna be a fan, right? Like, it's just funny to me that like people will sit through it to hate watch. Like they literally hate watch it, right?
Yeah, this person saw the whole thing.
They watched the entire video. So all right, so let's go through this. So her name is McScally. So something, I don't know. So all right. Would that host, Anthony, allow his guests to finish speaking? The pattern of over-talking and interrupting, especially in the first half, highlights lack of mindfulness. It was unpleasant to watch, rude behavior. To go so far as to reach across the speaker to show off a bottle of wine while the guest is making an excellent point was 1, disrespectful to the guest, 2, disrespectful to the audience, 3, shows lack of mindfulness to his own conduct, 4, objectively ill-mannered. Classes in public speaking and practice to avoid overuse of like and giving more respectful attention by facing the guest rather than focusing on intrusive text messages which pop up would set a good example in professionalism. Sweetheart.
Those text messages were probably for me telling you not to do something.
Sweetheart, if you are looking for professionalism, you are on the wrong channel. Oh, we're not done yet. Hang on. Allow co-hosts to participate. He could have read the questions and be included rather than ordered to correct your mistake. I have reasons for this. Okay, me and Father Isaac are sitting together, and I didn't have my headphones in. I'm using the computer speaker, and Rob talks like this. He's very soft-spoken, which normally on a normal episode is totally fine because it's just us. But we were upstairs, and it was very noisy in my house, and we literally could not hear a word you were saying, Rob. So usually I will say, Rob, do you have any questions? And you'll read the questions and stuff. I could not hear anything you were saying.
That makes more sense now.
I'm sure everybody's loving this lady. So, but it was never meant to be disrespectful to Rob. I'm going to self-criticize after this also. So, okay. So I respectfully ask host to consider admitting he'd be terrified if his son had a vocation. And Father's reply about seminary shows a lack of trust in God. Father doesn't know the future. An apology to your audience for such flippant reply, which is a discouragement to men and families whose sons, brothers, family members, friends are in seminary, is requested. I will apologize for that.
I don't think there's any reason to apologize for that.
I was just being honest. I would be afraid because I don't know which seminary my son should go to. That's all I was expressing there. Now, I will say this.
Legitimate concern.
I want to say this. I am a construction worker, right? Like, me and Rob are learning to do this as we go. Like, I'm not good at, like, I'm trying to learn to make sure I let other people speak and not speak over them. It's like the art of conversation is very difficult, especially when there's pressure on you. I was very nervous. Father Isaac comes to my house, right? Like, I try to be as open and honest with everybody as possible. And the truth is, I'm just a construction worker who likes to talk to people. So, I mean, I'm not a professional interviewer. I'm doing the best I can. I don't know if people really see what Rob and I are trying to do here, but one of the main things is I don't like superficial relationships, right? So Fawaz, when I met you, I didn't let it just be like you become a guest on my show. Like, I text you literally every day.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're my real friend. Like, I won't allow you to just be some superficial friend we occasionally stream.
You won't allow him.
Also, I'm not that important, so it's like I'm not like
but I'm not that guy. I was talking to Joshua Charles about this too, and I'm like, dude, like, anybody that I have on this show, like, I want to be their real friend, right? Yeah. So, like, even this thing we're gonna do in PA, it's like, I don't like. I want a crew, dude. Like, I want a crew of guys who are genuine friends, hang out in person, really get to know each other, and like be Catholic together, because it's really hard to do this on your own.
Yeah. So I guess people took it differently. I thought personally, I said it to my wife, and I were listening to the Father Isaac together. She got a lot out of it. All the recommendations he made, she got the book right away to read to her kids. I mean, she went to the Don Bosco YouTube channel. My kids learning all these stories about John Bosco. So we got so much out of it as a family. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, Anthony's doing a great job. He's actually letting him speak. So,
dude, it's crazy because, well, first off, even inviting him over, you know how nervous I was?
Sure.
Yes.
Like, dude, that's Father Isaac. I've been
Yeah.
watching this guy since my conversion, right?
Yeah.
So he comes over, and thank God I talked to you first, because you I was like, wait, what if he fasts from meat on Wednesdays and stuff? And Fawaz is like, dude, whatever you put in front of him, he's gonna eat. Don't worry about it. He's like, you told me that crazy story about him telling the way he made me so nervous.
Did you tell him about that? Did you talk about that?
I actually told him the story. I said, Father Isaac, this might be like a myth or a legend, an urban legend about you, but I heard that like a wife was kind of bragging about going to adoration, and you go, don't go to adoration, you're not a nun. How about you clean the house? The house is a little messy.
Yeah. I remember that story. That was funny, man.
So I told my wife this story, and my wife cleaning the house like crazy. But let me just tell you something, man. He came over. He said the story was true, by the way.
Right.
He came over, man, dude. Such a father figure, but just gentle, right? Like no judgment about any. Like I'm sure there were things he probably could have said about me and the way I run my home and stuff. Like he was just so gentle, so kind, had my whole family captivated with his storytelling. Like such a brilliant storyteller, knows how to really tell something in a way where you're entranced and you want to hear the ending of it, and it was just such a great time. And then after the show was over, if I didn't have work the next day, he would have stayed until 2-3 in the morning. But I had to wake up at 4 a.m. So I was like, I kind of got to cut this short, guys. I'm sorry.
Gotta go.
Like Joe Boca came. Joe Boca was there for the whole show, sitting on the couch, just listening. Like,
No way.
Yeah, Joe Boca was there. He came for dinner.
Shout out
and
to
then
Joe Boca.
Joe Boca, father loved him. Like he was just so they just had such a great chemistry. They agreed about so much and stuff. Like I want Father Isaac to be my friend also. I don't want it to be just, hey, we get him on for an interview occasionally. I want him to know when he's in New York, he's coming to my house for dinner, and he has a friend and family to come and stay with when he's around. Like it's like I really hate the idea of because I see a lot of other guys do that. Like they'll have somebody on their show, but there's no chemistry. There's no real friendship there, right?
Yeah.